I see that. You're finally wearing the glitter jacket.
Yeah, I did. I
never wore it on the show before.
It's our first show tonight.
This is our first show on Village Connection Network. I'm really excited.
Way to go. Give me 5 on that. Let's do this.
Yeah. Good evening. How are you guys?
Heather Lee, how are you, sweetheart?
I'm doing great. I had to call in because I just wanted you guys to pay extra shipping to get my shirt here.
Thank you, Heather.
Actually, I'm going to give them to your father, and he's going to ship them to you.
Oh, in that case, I'll never get it.
Brought up a really good point, Darren.
Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man. It sounds like somebody's in heat. That's good.
How are you, Music Man this week?
I'm really interesting question.
That's a fantastic question, Norman.
Wow. See, I got fantastic. You just got good. I got fantastic. What kind of toy did she like? I'm kidding.
Come on, he always goes there. Were you drinking before the show? One of the cardinal rules. 2 things you never do to a woman. You never say they're old, and you never say they're heavy.
I'm never going to see her again. What's the difference?
Wait a second.
We both know I won't be seeing you again.
You know Laura for a long time.
Yes, I do. By the way, this is a Yankee station.
It's a Yankee station. John, it's a Yankee station.
All right.
4th extravaganza.
Hell no.
Hi, Eileen. Eileen's on.
Hi, Eileen. Eileen, Karina is on.
Yeah,
hi, Eileen.
Great question. We have a lot of undulations out in the field. Undulations.
Is that a wine? What the hell is undulation?
Fred, don't use big words. John's not calling you chicken.
Did you just call me a chicken?
I called you a chicken. I did call you a chicken.
You called me a chicken.
I called you a chicken. Hey, right? So this
Help.
I gotta get him a cough button, Jim. What do you think?
A cough button would be a good idea. Consider that a good question that he asked?
Great question.
There you go. I got
Pythons and brains.
But our own John from Hazlitt provided the confetti for the ticker tape parade. Hey. Sorry. This. Yeah, I was just gonna say, this show's about him. It's not about you.
Hey, give me some loving.
How are you, Music Man?
Hello, Darren. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm absolutely convinced. I'm
telling
you
you.
got some kind of brain damage when you had that thing last year.
I'm telling you that, and he called.
Seeing interviews by Darren and the Music Man. Ladies and gentlemen, Darren Siafi and Norman Wasserman.
Let's do this, yeah.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man, except Darren's not here.
I'm here.
No,
I'm
you're
right
not
here.
Does anybody see that? Darren is not here. Darren is away. And
I am right here, right next to you.
Be quiet for a second. You're not here. We want to give thanks to Darren because Darren is a member of the Civil Air Patrol, which some of you know and don't know. He's an officer in charge, and he has been selected with a couple of his people to go down to Florida and help with the hurricane, and that he took care of that pretty well because he scared the crap out of it and never even hit there. There's the giggle. And then they just shipped him down to Savannah, right? Is that where you are?
No, actually, I'm not in Savannah right now. Originally, they were going to do that. They positioned us in Orlando in anticipation of the hurricane hitting Florida, as you previously spoke. And that didn't happen. So the hurricane weakened and shifted. We didn't know what was going to happen, but the hurricane is actually picking up now. It's picking up steam again. As my friend Harris, who I introduced you to before, he's a weather expert, and it's starting to get strength. But what they did was they are expecting Charleston, South Carolina, to be hit very heavy. Yeah, so they repositioned us to Columbia, South Carolina, in anticipation of having to go to Charleston to help out with the relief efforts after the hurricane hits tonight.
Well, we want to thank you. I think everybody wants to show their appreciation to you by sharing tonight's show, in particular to all their friends, and in a way to say thank you to Darren and all the other people that are helping everyone down in the Carolinas.
And that's one thing I said. The people, right? The people down here working are tremendous people. these are people that they give of themselves so others can benefit. It's not a matter of, they're not here for the money, they're not here for the glory, they're not here for any of those things. They're here to help, and that's what I love about the Civil Air Patrol and being part of the Civil Air Patrol, and working with these people side by side, because none of us get paid to do this. This is something that we want to do, for us to give back, and that's something that we want to do. And the 10 other people that I'm here with, I just want to say, thank you for all your efforts and everything that you do. You guys do a great job.
You want to mention their names? Can you mention them?
Yeah. I don't. I'm not going to be able to rattle them all off, but special mention of Mike Demita, Harris Stein, who you met before. Joe Cruz, Adrian Kahana, Kevin Huckabee, Joel Shrian. Mike Panico. Who else are we missing? Right? So and there's a few others in there, and I apologize for not mentioning everybody. But all of these people, at a moment's notice, we dropped what we were doing. We got on an aircraft. We went to Florida, got together, and we literally drove up from Florida today, and it took us almost 10 hours to get here. So we're persevering, and we're doing what we have to do to make sure everything goes right. So, I'm sorry I can't be there today, but I wanted to come in. I wanted to thank everybody for the support. I've been getting some support on Facebook and stuff like that. But, we're doing a lot of cool stuff down here.
Darren?
In the sense that we're helping a lot of people.
Darren?
Yes, sir.
I'm not sorry you're not here tonight.
I know, yeah, because it's not raining. I know.
No. Besides that, it gives me a chance to say something and ask a question or two. Because
Okay.
you usually, attempt to take over the show.
Is that what it is? Oh, so it'll be your show tonight.
You do a good job, but like the Business Powwow with Darren and the Musicman, we have Give Back Wednesdays, to charities. This is another form how half of the Business Powwow, the Darren side, gives back in his everyday life. So let's give kudos to Darren and all the guys.
Thank you.
We have an audience tonight. You don't know this, but we got special guests in here too. So if you stay tuned,
I'll be watching what's going on, and I'll be chiming in from time to time.
If you got some comments you want to rip me apart like you normally do, feel free to.
Never, Norm. I don't never. Just
But
make
right
sure
now,
if you're going to use the
we
cough
have a
button
paying-
tonight, make
we
sure
have
you
a
turn
paying
it back
guest.
on.
We have a paying guest in the house.
What's
You
that?
understand that, right? So now I'm going to switch to Miss Sherry Sugarman. Hello,
Right.
Sherry. How are you?
I'm good.
Say hello
Sherry,
to Darren.
welcome to the show. I'm gonna sign off now. I'm gonna sign off now, Sherry. But welcome to the show. I hope you have a good show. I hope Norm doesn't really make you crazy like he makes me. But have a good time. I'll be watching. I'll shoot in a couple of questions and maybe even call back in.
And
So you
thanks
guys
for
have
all
a
your
great show, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
My friend Linda says hi.
Yeah, tell Linda. You know what? Tell Linda we miss her. We need her back in the unit.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right, guys. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
So Miss Sherry Sugarman of Sugarman Law PC, how are you this evening?
I'm good, Norman. How are you?
I am fine, thank you. Let's tell everybody, I don't know if they remember you from a couple of months back. You were somebody's sidekick for a little evening,
Yes.
and now payback is a bitch. So we're going to have a little bit of that. But you and I met, I guess, about 6-7 months ago at a 516-631 ads networking organization meeting, and that's David Gessen's event.
Right.
And we said hello, and you stood up and you said who you were, and I stood up who I were, and we couldn't care each, and you went your way and I went. And then we met again, a couple of weeks later, and then I received something in the mail from you, actually through the email, and I said I had to call you. It was one of the most beautiful written blogs, letters, whatever you want to call it, again, about being older and being in the residential world and elder care and so on. You want to tell everybody about that?
Well, about a year ago, I started up a blog, a monthly newsletter. We talk about all sorts of different things, mostly trying to focus on different aspects of my business and how it affects real life and how people can we can solve their problems. And this particular one, if I remember it was on about different situations that real people don't know what to do. And I think one of them was a husband and wife didn't have their documents in order, didn't have a power of attorney, or they weren't married, but they've been together for many, many years. And one of them got sick and because she didn't have a power of attorney or a healthcare proxy, she had nothing. She was unable to make the decisions for her significant other, and the sister came in and took over everything because that was his closest living relative. So that's actually, unfortunately, it happens.
But it was so well written, and it was really touching. I'm not giving you any BS because I called you.
You did,
right? I mean, I called you and I explained to you, look, we didn't have much conversation, but we really should sit down and have a one-on-one, of which we did. And at that time also, I believe, hello? Oh, yeah, okay. And that time also, I believe that, I'm Parford, of course. So that I introduced you to another attorney because you were looking for somebody to maybe join your staff.
Right.
With you.
Yes.
And he's become a good friend of mine, and I understand that you're doing some business together, or at least having some conversation. Yes.
We're trying to co-counsel together.
Which is great. And he's a really, really good guy.
And he went out on his own, and he's much happier.
Well, he's happy. Yeah. He's happy. Well, where he was coming from, was he had to be happy.
I'm still looking for the right person to come in and potentially either merge with me or perhaps co-counsel with me, or a great opportunity was I'm not going to be around forever, so I would love to be able to train and find the right person.
Well, I think you want to talk to me then. Because there might be a possibility that we can do it for you in my other life.
Right.
But let's go back a whole bunch of years ago, or not so many years ago, when you were a teenager and you were dating or whatever it may be and just hanging out in high school. What did you want to do with yourself? Have you always wanted to be an attorney?
Well, actually, I've always wanted to be a lawyer as long as I can remember, probably 6 or 7 years old. It's kind of a hokey story, but I started reading the Nancy Drew stories, and her father, Carson Drew, was an attorney, and I thought that was the coolest job ever. And my father always said that I would be a great lawyer because I'm a great liar. But that doesn't always...
Is that what it is?
Well, no.
Lawyer, you got to be a liar?
No, he just thought it was funny.
I'd be a Chief Justice if that was the case.
So I took a lot of law courses in high school, as many as they could offer, and then I became a paralegal in college, with always the intent of becoming an attorney. I worked as a paralegal for about 5 or 6 years before I started law school, and then...
Where'd you go to law school?
I went to Toro, graduated in 97. Go Toro.
And you graduated cum laude. You were like really up there in your class. Mm-hmm. I'm reading your bio here as you're chatting, and you got some credentials.
I went part-time evening, worked during the day, went to school at night, and I had a couple of clerkships. They were great. Surrogate Radigan in Nassau County, and then I clerked for Judge Oshrin, Alan Oshrin.
Now that's a big one.
He was one of the best judges out there.
But what you learn from a judge,
yes,
is not just how to law. All right, it's the chemistry between a judge and an attorney.
Right.
Right. When you're in court, because you do other things besides what we're going to talk about in a second, what your specialty is now, but you do other things, and I'm sure that experience came in really, really handy.
Absolutely. It's not always about what's going on in front of the judge. There's a lot of stuff going on in back of the judge. You got the court clerks and the personnel in the back.
Court clerk runs everything, all right?
Absolutely. The clerk, the corrections officer that's in the back running everything. They're the ones that taught me so much about what's going on in a courtroom.
Mm-hmm. So what's your specialty now? What kind of law do you do?
We can't say that we specialize in anything, but I can say that my primary focus right now is 3 areas. It's basically protecting your assets, protecting your legacy, and protecting your business. So the first aspect of what I do is real estate law. Buying and selling of real estate,
commercial and residential.
Mm-hmm. We just successfully assisted somebody in fulfilling their lifelong dream of owning a body shop, a repair shop, and so he bought a Goodyear dealership and a repair shop in Amityville.
We fixed it.
And it was over $1 million purchase. We got the financing in order. We dealt with very difficult people on many sides there, but we got the deal done. And I spoke with the wife earlier today. She's so happy. She quit her job the day we closed, and she went right to work for the business, and they're fulfilling their dream. It's very exciting.
Was he in the collision business prior?
Yes, he was a
imagine.
mechanic. He was a mechanic, and so he worked 18-hour days for somebody else, and now he's working 18-hour days for himself.
Got better when you do it for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're making money.
Absolutely, and
You
this
know,
is a
that's-
very successful business. So I have no doubt that they're going to do very well.
And you mentioned you do some other kind of legal work. What else do you do?
Yeah, we handle residential buys and sells, purchases and sales, and from first-time home buyers to individuals who are selling a house as well as purchasing a house at the same time, which can be very, very stressful, and it's difficult to coordinate. So we want to make sure that, like right now, I have somebody who's buying a house, selling a house, and we're not in contract on either, but we're getting. It's coordinating both at the same time it's difficult. But if you have a good staff behind you, like I do, and a good team behind you, that we're able to take the stress off the buyer and the seller, and make sure that the transaction goes smoothly.
I've met a couple of real estate attorneys just this past week. And at the end of the last week and the beginning of this week, middle of this week. And they've all been asked the same thing. What makes you so special in your profession? Now, they have all, and they don't know each other, but they happen to give the same answer. So I'm going to ask you that question as well. What is it about Sugarman Law that makes Sugarman Law the place to go to?
I think it's the ability to be able to take that stressful situation and take the stress away from the client. We worry about everything, make sure they just have to go get their mortgage. We handle everything else. We can make sure that everything is done properly. I saw something today that boggled my mind. A purchaser's attorney sent back a contract with a term in the contract that shouldn't have been in there. And if I were on the other side, I was shocked. So it's our attention to detail.
Can we ask what that was?
I don't want to talk about
No
that.
names. I mean,
There was a provision.
Oh, come on, please.
There was a provision in the contract that wasn't supposed to be in there, and we sent it out to the other attorney, and the other attorney wasn't astute enough to pick it up.
You sent it for deletion?
Yeah,
Or-
it shouldn't have been in there
In the first place.
In the first place, the information that we received from the agent, the real estate agent, was incorrect. So I have to call them tomorrow and let them know that they didn't do what they were supposed to do. If I was having there was a mortgage contingency, if my client was getting a mortgage and the mortgage contingency clause was not included in the contract, that's malpractice. Oops. Otherwise, this is literally, it's treated as an all cash contract. And if he didn't get a mortgage, he could lose his down payment.
Oops.
Exactly. So it's that attention
I'm
to
not going to
detail.
ask how you did that, because we're going to take a break right now and hit some commercials for people that are paying it.
Okay.
All right?
Got
so
it.
we'll be back in just 2 minutes or so. Stay tuned.
Boy, that went fast.
Hi, this is Darren from
You're looking at her too much,
Oh, okay.
because
Got it.
you're going to complain tomorrow when you see the video.
Okay.
And you're going to see the eyes that are constantly going over there.
at Friend Entertainment USA. Friend Entertainment provides tribute concert events featuring the best tribute talent from all over the USA, saluting stars such as Donna Summer, the Bee Gees, Queen, and many more. Whether you like Motown, rock and roll, R&B, country, Christian, or whatever type of music you like, they will provide you with the best entertainment at a price that is very affordable. In addition to music, they are now offering comedy shows saluting such stars as Robin Williams and Joan Rivers. With over 31 years of experience, Friend Entertainment will teach you how to create a successful show the first thing you need to do is sit down with them and learn how you and your organization can put together a show that can be done from anywhere in the USA. These events will help you bring needed funds and branding to your organization so you can continue to provide the needed services to your community. No organization is too big or too small. So reach out today. You can call or email Norman at Friend Entertainment USA and let him help your charity or nonprofit create an unforgettable fundraising experience. Call 844-698-9696. That's 844-698-9696, or visit their website at friendentusa.com and ask for the Music Man. Tell him Darren sent you. Small business owners, are you having trouble growing your business? Do you feel like you're always swimming upstream? Do you feel like daily tension that I can't get ahead and I don't know why? Hi everybody, my name is Darren Sayafi and I'm a business therapist. What's a business therapist? Well, some people call us coaches, some people call us advisors, other people even call us strategists. We take a vested interest in you and your personal development as a person and as a business owner to give you the tools and structure that you need to take it to that next level. So don't wait. Give me a call today for your free consultation and let me show you how you can help yourself.
Welcome back to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man, and our guest tonight, which is Sherry Sugarman of Sugarman Law, PC. And Sherry brought along a business associate of herself, Laura Rappaport. So hi, Laura, how are you?
Hi, Norm. Laura Rosenthal.
That's
from
what I said,
Rappaport.
Rosenthal. Sorry about that.
Touchdown Abstract Services,
Tell us about what you do a little bit.
631-224-7196.
Tell us a little bit about what you do.
I own Touchdown Abstract Services, a title company. So when Sherry Sugarman is handling the real estate transaction, she needs to order a title report. A title report is a report that researches all mortgages, judgments, and liens against the property you're buying, whether it be personal or commercial.
That's it? That's all you do? You do a lot
in
more
a
than
nutshell.
that.
In a nutshell, and I'm also a New York State licensed real estate salesperson with Touchdown Homes.
Gotcha. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And it's nice because the two of you were here once before, so it's nice to
Correct.
have you back again. But let's jump back for a second to the gentleman who made his dream come true, and he bought his collision shop.
Well, he actually also bought an existing business.
Well, that's where I was getting at, right.
He bought the property where
Right.
the business was, and he also bought the existing business.
Are you capable of
So,
doing that? Do you also practice corporate law as well?
That's considered a buy-sell agreement, and we at Sugarman Law handle all sorts of corporate matters, including buy-sell agreements, operating agreements, shareholders agreements, setting up businesses. If you want to do an LLC or an incorporation, I can give you all your options and let you know what's the best option for you, and then we can set up the corporation and get you running.
Do you also help in financing?
I know a lot of people, and we work with a lot of mortgage brokers, mortgage bankers, you name it. We work with them, big box banks, and we do everything that the bank needs us to do. I have right now a shopping center that's in the process of refinancing. It's a $30 million shopping center. Every 5 years they need to refinance, and I'm working with Laura on the title and the survey and everything like that. And the bank attorney is asking for 1 million documents relating to their business.
What else is new?
Yeah, that's true.
That's where Laura comes in, right? With those particular documents?
Well, some of them.
For title?
This is actually, it's all business documents relating to their business, like their operating agreement, their certificate of publication, things like that relating to the LLC.
So you also deal with accountants, financial people of the shopping center?
All the time.
All the time. Okay. Did you ever sell a shopping center before or be involved with it?
Well, we were about to, but the purchaser, this particular one, about 6 or 8 months ago, they were excuse me, they were ready to sell the property to a large trust, but during the disclosure period, the purchaser backed out. So it is something that they are considering, and we were going to handle what's called a 1031 exchange, like-kind property, where they can save certain certain capital gains tax.
You want to explain to our friends out there what a 1031 is?
A 1031 exchange is where you have a property and you have capital gains on it, and you are going to buy another property within a certain period of time. You can.
Is it 6 months?
It's about 6 months. I forget exactly. It's days. It's like 120 days or something like that. And we work with several different 1031 exchange companies where they hold the money in escrow until such time as the purchase takes place. So this way you can save capital gains.
And that's always good.
That's always
to
very
go
good.
And do.
When you're buying an apartment building or selling a shopping center, it's a lot of savings.
Now, Laura, when you do title, you also do commercial as well?
Yes.
Same difference?
The difference in a commercial property, the reports are much more detailed. There are very distinctive documents that are recorded against the property that you will not find in a commercial, find in a residential property. But I am very happy to be part of Ms. Sugarman Law's team, because she provides.
We call her Sherry.
Ms. Sherry's team, because when a person comes to Sherry's office, whether it be a residential or commercial property, they get a team of people to work with her. And I'm just one of the team members that gives depth to that transaction, because we all have to work together to get the transaction completed. And that's what Ms. Sugarman's office does. With their staff, with working with someone like me, we get the job done. And that's really what we are. We're all working for the client. And she puts the client's interest, she protects them, and she puts those clients' interests first.
Do clients ever drive you nuts?
All the time. But it's part of the course. You learn to deal with it. I've had difficult clients, and we managed to get through the closing. But most of my clients become friends, and I've been invited to barbecues after they buy their house. It's
That's
really
good
a
for
great
business,
feeling.
because you meet other people there.
That's true.
You know, as you're munching on a hot dog.
My favorite person who ever bought a house was a man. He drove a bus. He was a single dad. He was the first person in his family to buy a house, and he was near tears at the closing. He was just so super thrilled. His daughter hadn't even seen the house. He was just going to bring her there and show her.
How old was the daughter?
About 7.
Oh, that's great.
It was really a very heartwarming experience, and that's what made it really happy. The reason why my main focus is on real estate is because there's so many other offshoots, but it's such a happy experience. And actually, the whole reason why I got out of litigation, I'm a litigator. I've done litigation many, many, many years.
So that's an asset.
Yes.
Because when you're at a closing and you're dealing with another attorney who's being a putz, one way or the other, I guess you can handle them pretty well, right?
Well, I've always looked at a contract with an eye towards litigation and how to avoid it.
Okay.
Because I don't want to deal with that attorney. But that's what we do.
To most, I would imagine, most real estate attorneys are not a litigator.
Not generally. They've had to break. I know several really good real estate attorneys who have branched out into the foreclosure world. I have done foreclosure defense as well. Back in when the market came down in like 2007. I had just gone out. I had only been out on my own for about a year, so I ended up having to kind of refigure things because nobody was really buying real estate at that time. Mm-hmm. So I did a lot of mortgage modifications, foreclosure defense, and the litigation background helped with that tremendously. Yeah, well, I've only got 1 or 2 deals going on right now that are short sales. And
explain what a short sale may be.
Okay, a short sale is when you owe more money than the house is worth. And generally you're probably in foreclosure and you are just looking to get that burden off of your back, and we negotiate with the lender, your lender, to take less than what is actually owed. So that's why they call it a short sale. It's a lengthy process, but I have.
How long does it take?
It can take anywhere from 6 months. It could take 2 months. It depends on how motivated the purchasers are, the sellers are, and the bank. And the process is actually getting shorter lately. In the last 6 months, I've noticed things happening a lot faster.
When someone is in a short sale, there's a possibility that they're in bankruptcy or they're about to go in bankruptcy or something like that. Does the court look on them in a bit of favor to ease the pain a little bit so the bank can pick it up and you do your due diligence and get out of the deal?
I'm not sure. Well, we have, that is one of our ways of protecting the homeowner.
Right.
Is I do have an attorney in my office that does bankruptcy, so I've referred a fair amount of work over to him, and we can stop a foreclosure auction so that we get more time to protect the client. And usually they have no place to go. I do have a couple right now. They bought the house in 2007, right at the heart of the market. They've never been able to make a go of it. So we're short selling the house.
How much of a house did they? How much did they pay for the house?
They paid over $400,000 for it, and right now the bank is asking $320,000. We've got a buyer. We've got approval. Unfortunately, there's a judgment on the property that we're now trying to resolve.
Let's talk about judgment. That's a good thing,
okay.
Because I'm involved in a situation with somebody that owed me money, and I've done everything I can to get the money, and now it's judgment time. So now his house, there's a lien going to be put on the house, which I don't want. I just want to be compensated, or I want to be made an offer and just let it go. I'm not looking to give anybody a hard time. What's the procedure with that? There's a judgment put on the house. Now, obviously, you can't sell your house unless the judgment is clear.
Correct.
All right. So that's where you come in, right?
Title turns up many judgments. A lot of people do not understand when you don't pay your red light ticket.
That's a judgment.
It's a judgment, and it gets pulled up on the title search, which I advise both buyer and seller attorney in my objective report what judgments are. Most people think it's a scam and they're not gonna pay it. Well, the government gets you one way or another.
They'll get you from out of state too, won't they?
They'll get you as well. So judgments can come in many forms, whether it be parking tickets, credit cards, personal suits, and most judgments are good for 10 years. Governmental liens are good for 20 years. So it's very important that once a title search is done, you discuss the title search with Ms. Sugarman and address the judgments that's found.
Speaking, Ms. Sugarman, how do people get in touch with you?
They can call my office at 631-406-7600. It's right back there. We do have an incorrect
Yes, we do.
website
we
address.
assume all responsibility.
That's okay. This is actually my search engine optimization, my SEO site. You can reach me through that website, but you can also go to sugarmanlawpc.com. So you got to make sure that the PC is on there, because there's a big firm up in Buffalo that's Sugarman Law as well, as opposed to the Deer Park one. That's me.
You're in Deer Park.
I'm in Deer Park, right on Comac Road.
A very large community.
Yes, it is.
A lot of homes, a lot of apartments, a lot of businesses, and you're very involved in the community.
Yes, I am.
I know that you're a mentor to some of the high school kids, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
You want to show your other side of what you're all about?
Oh, I do so much, and that's typical.
Talk about it.
That's typical with people who say yes. They get involved in everything. So one of the things I love to do is I'm on the board of directors of the Suffolk County Habitat for Humanity. We did a team build a couple of months ago. That was so awesome. It was great. But being on the board of directors helps me shape the direction of the organization.
Les is a great guy, isn't he?
Les is a great guy.
Really, really nice guy.
We have our executive director, Tracy Edwards. The board is terrific.
She's new, right?
She's almost a year. She's really changed the way the organization's run. It's run like a business now. It's wonderful. And so, I just love giving back, going that way.
There may be a person who really doesn't know what Habitat does. Let's explain.
Okay, Habitat provides low-cost housing for somebody, a family in need. It's not a handout, it's a help up, or a hand up. and they get a mortgage for the base cost of the house, which is usually around $100,000, but it's all based on your income. So they have a family selections committee. The family has to do sweat equity. They have to put time in, like 300 hours. They have to know. They have to
sweat
save.
equity means they have to help building other
They
homes.
have to build their own home.
And their home.
If they physically can't do it, they've got other ways of doing it. They go through a financial counseling process. They have to save a certain amount of money for the closing costs. So it really teaches the family how to become a responsible homeowner.
They actually go through classes?
Absolutely. Yeah, and the process takes about a year. And everything we do is donated. We do have to buy certain things, but for the most part, the volunteers are amazing.
The land is donated?
Shout out to the town of Babylon. We just got several
plots of land?
Plots of land. We're doing a builder's blitz, a CEO blitz on 2 houses in Wyandanch next week, I think it is. Within 3 days, the house is going to be almost complete.
There's a lot of people that need a home.
Yes.
All right, and I'm sure you get a lot of applications to do such. How do you really, that puts you in a kind of like an awkward position. How do you decide who gets one and who doesn't get one?
I'm not on the family selections committee, but they do.
But you're involved with, you know about it.
Yeah, they do have very specific criteria. They have to have a certain median income. They can't, there's various things that, there's a lot of different factors. And if anybody is interested, they can contact the office over in Middle Island. That's the main office. They can speak with the family selection committee people there, and they can submit an application.
You wouldn't happen to know the phone number offhand,
I
would
don't.
you?
I'm sorry.
All right, so they have to look up Habitat
for Humanity of Suffolk County.
Okay.
We actually just merged with the Peconic chapter,
nice.
So we have all of Suffolk County now. And we are always looking for donations, and there's a great place called the Suffolk County Restore.
I was just going to ask you about it. You beat me to it.
The Restore is like a thrift store for building goods.
Yeah, if you're looking to fix things in your house, if you're looking to build a house, you can actually go there and get discounted
it's wonderful.
wood and furniture and lighting, electrics.
And you can donate
bricks,
there too.
And you can donate too.
And everything goes back to fulfilling the mission of Habitat. All the money goes back.
All right, well, that's just one thing that you do. So let's talk about the mentorship.
Okay, well, I haven't done it in the last year, but several of the things I do are I work with the Long Island's, forgive me, the mock trial competitions for the high schools. Mm-hmm. I've done several judgings over every year. Every year we do the judgings. I've done it at St. Anthony's. I've done it at West Islip. And that's really good because these kids are top notch and they're going to be great lawyers someday. They really are. I remember your son did it several years ago, and
yes,
that's actually
for East Islip High School. My son did.
And that was terrific. So, and then I also do it for the high school. For Toro, I do the moot competitions. I do their mock client interview competitions.
Do you see a big difference between the high school kids, I guess you do, and the college kids in moot court?
Yeah, I do. They're actually they're college level, right. But they're not in law school yet, and they're more polished. But the high school kids, I can't say they're really good kids.
Yeah. My daughter back in high school did what'd you say it was called? Moot court, and she won.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, then she decided to go to law school.
Okay.
And she went to law school, and just at that time, Mom and Dad were getting divorced. So she happens to work summertime for, I won't mention, but a well-known divorce attorney. And she's in her second year. She just got finished with the second year. She's going to jump into the third year. And
Good for her.
Quit.
She quit?
She quit. She says, I can't live my life the way this particular law firm lives their life. I mean, that's not helping people. That's, in a way, abusing the purpose of what they're there for.
But there's so much more to being a lawyer.
Exactly. I agree with that, but this was an area that she was in.
You don't have to be a divorce lawyer. I can't be a divorce lawyer. Mazel tov to the ones who do, but I could never do it. The closest I got to was when I was working for a firm that represented people in business dissolutions, and they were small businesses, and it felt too much like a divorce. So it was a business divorce, basically. and it was just too emotional and too. It was very, very hard for me to deal with that.
However, you have dealt with clients that were selling or selling their divorced marital residence, where was able to work very closely with both counsels on both sides of the table, and sometimes we have to have the married couple in separate rooms for the closing. So Ms. Sugarman has the skills to deal with that additional stress at a closing.
I actually have one of those going on right now where I'm representing.
Were they in separate rooms?
She actually has a restraining order against him. So the judge fortunately was able to, they just agreed that they could be together in the same room at the closing. But I said, any way you need me to do it, I will do it. You want to be in a separate room, you want to sign the documents ahead of time, we'll get it done. However is the most important.
You went back and forth?
Yeah, I've done it.
I've done it too.
Yeah.
Closing.
You got to do what you got to do.
Did you ever sit at a closing and the bank starts to really bust them? And they say, because it's happened to me, where all of a sudden you're sitting there and the mortgage company says, you know what, we have to add a couple of points.
Oh no,
this.
they don't. They're not allowed to do that any longer.
Well, they did years ago.
Years ago,
They
absolutely.
did.
Which
So
is why there's a lot of protections in place
We
now.
went back and forth with each other, and then
I'm
I
sure.
did proceed to get up and walk out.
And which was your right, and I'm
Yeah,
glad you
exactly.
did, because there's many people that wouldn't have.
Yeah.
And they're not allowed to do that any longer.
That was a stupid amount of money that
Yeah.
they were looking for.
Yeah,
You know, so-
most loans don't even have points anymore.
Do you
There's
come
like
ac-
a small origination fee, but most loans don't have points.
Do you come across a lot of people that get stuck? And we briefly talked about it before because of the 7 or 8 years ago when
Not as many anymore. I remember one of my first closings on my own, because I've been on my own since my son was about a year old. And I represented somebody who I knew. It was his sister, bought a house upstate. She did what was known as an 80-20 split, where 80% mortgage with a 20% home equity line of credit. So she didn't have any money down on contract. And yeah, it was, and I still think about the 80-20 split, and I'm like, oh my God, what were they doing back then? They were literally giving mortgages to anybody who breathed. It was called the mirror test. If you breathed, you got a loan.
and you can almost get as much as you wanted at the time, because if there were things to fix up in the house,
yeah,
you know, depending upon what the neighborhood was demanding as far as house sales and what LIBOR has said the house is worth, you could get extra money and nobody questioned it.
Well, nowadays you can actually do that. It's called a 203K loan. You can get a rehab loan, but it's very strict. There's certain ways of doing it. And I know Laura has a lot of education recently through the Long Island Board of Realtors. She took a nice class on that for her as a real estate agent. So she's very well versed in that.
I'm not going to explain it well, but I was at a luncheon today. I was at a network. In fact, Mike was there too. And this gentleman who's a mortgage person stood up, and I know the young man for many years, really, really nice kid. Who when he first he's been in business about 14 years, and when he first got into it, he would turn cards. You know, until, right. So we all know what that's all about. But there was some sort of a new program where you don't actually, when you're a business owner, and you claim that you make like $50,000 a year, and the banks tell you no, but really you make more than that.
It's called a no-doc loan.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. They were big back.
But this is like a single type company that has this out there now, right?
They are starting to rear their ugly heads again. You know, it's really
you know
meant
more about
for
it than I do. Can you tell?
It's really meant for people who have a cash business.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, because you could have he was saying you could have $2.5 million in a bank, but you can't get a loan.
Right, because you're only showing that you earn $50,000.
Exactly.
So it's.
So this is another way now to get around.
It's a potential, yes. I mean, it's the right program for certain people. I wouldn't say it's the right program for everybody. There is a mortgage out there for everyone. There's a mortgage out there for everybody.
Yeah, I guess there is. You know Lisa Rodino, right?
No, I don't.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Right? Lisa is one of those people that you would
commercial lender.
Okay.
She's phenomenal at what she does.
I'd love to be
She has. You'd be great. She has something for everyone, and this is not abusive rates
that they charge. She really works with us. She'll get you out of those deals, the ones that you're in for 25%, hard money, but because you had no choice.
Non-traditional lending.
I mean, that's what she does, and she's terrific. And something that is very traditional is the fact that we have to go to commercials again.
Another commercial?
We have another commercial, and this is it for tonight.
Okay.
Be right back in just a few minutes. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, this is Doug Cormack, Executive Director of Orchard Estate of Woodbury, Woodbury's first assisted living and memory care community. We're opening this summer for seniors who need a little or a lot of assistance with things like taking their medication, meals, or just a maintenance-free lifestyle. Our experienced staff keeps seniors and their families connected to what matters most. Call us today to inquire about our model apartments and discover how Orchard Estate of Woodbury is providing the lifestyle Long Island seniors deserve. Call 516-246-2167. That's 516-246-2167, or visit orchardestatewoodbury.com. Licensure pending.
Small business owners, are you having trouble growing your business? Do you feel like you're always swimming upstream? Do you feel like daily tension that I can't get ahead and I don't know why? Hi everybody, my name is Darren Sayafi and I'm a business therapist. What's a business therapist? Well, some people call us coaches, some people call us advisors, other people even call us strategists. We take a vested interest in you and your personal development as a person and as a business owner to give you the tools and structure that you need to take it to that next level. So don't wait. Give me a call today for your free consultation and let me show you how you can help yourself.
Hi, this is Darren from the Business Power Hour. Are you associated with a charity or a nonprofit organization that is looking to raise money, but you want to do something different from other charities or something you've never done before? Well, if that's the case, then you need to call our friends at Friend Entertainment USA. Friend Entertainment provides tribute concert events featuring the best tribute talent from all over the USA, saluting stars such as Donna Summer, the Bee Gees, Queen, and many more. Whether you like Motown, rock and roll, R&B, country, Christian, or whatever type of music you like, they will provide you with the best entertainment at a price that is very affordable. In addition to music, they are now offering comedy shows saluting such stars as Robin Williams and Joan Rivers. With over 31 years of experience, Friend Entertainment will teach you how to create a successful show. The first thing you need to do is sit down with them and learn how you and your organization can put together a show that can be done from anywhere in the USA. These events will help you bring needed funds and branding to your organization so you can continue to provide the needed services to your community. No organization is too big or too small. So reach out today. You can call or email Norman at Friend Entertainment USA and let him help your charity or nonprofit create an unforgettable fundraising experience. Call 844-698-9696. That's 844-698-9696, or visit their website at friendentusa.com and ask for the Music Man. Tell him Darren sent you.
Welcome back to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man. I am Norman Wasserman, and we're here with Sugarman Law, Sherry Sugarman of Sugarman Law PC. And we're back. We're going to talk now about some very important things that you do, not just in law, but for law.
Hi. I'm also the president of the Women's Bar Association of Suffolk County Women's Bar Association.
You're going to look over here and you're going to tell us all about that.
Hi, well, the Suffolk County Women's Bar Association is a chapter of the Women's Bar Association of the State of New York, also known as WBASNY. One of the main things that they do is they focus on legislation and women and children's issues that affect women and children. And I have been involved in this organization since I was in law school. I was vice president of the Toro Women's.
In that long?
Yeah. I was a vice president of the Toro Women's Bar Association, and then that was one of the few bar associations that I actually joined after law school because that was one of the few that I could afford. And I've been pretty much, I've done every board position except for treasurer. I told them that they would never have me as president if they didn't change the bylaws, and they did, because I just would never be treasurer. Nobody wants that job. So
nobody wants presidency either.
Well, that's very true too. I was the president in 2011, and they asked me to become the president again this year. The first time in served twice. We are having our annual cocktail meeting next week. We're going to be honoring Dean Langdon, Elena Langdon. She is the new dean of students at Toro.
Nice.
Very excited to have her here, and it's next Tuesday at. Can you, Laura? Stop. Sorry, I'm getting prompted by my best friend here. So we're going to be meeting at Ciro's next Tuesday at 6:30. And then we're also co-hosting a series of programs on domestic violence with the Suffolk County Bar Association. We're going to have on Wednesday, October 2nd, is our main 3-hour program. It's about domestic violence and learning about ways that you'd never thought that you think domestic violence, man hitting a woman. There's other ways. It's very prevalent in the LGBTQ community. It's elder abuse, it's child abuse, it's
how can I get involved with that to help the bullying community, the abusive community? Because that's part of what my life's all about.
Well,
with my charity, I would love to meet some of these people and help them and donate tickets that they can sell or get involved in helping them raise some money.
I can connect you with the Suffolk County Bar Association, the Suffolk Academy of Law. The administrative assistant over there is Cynthia Doler. She and I have been working very closely together to put this program on, along with several, the judges, and we're all putting this. We're also doing 3 lunch and learns. We have our main program on the 2nd, and then 3 lunch and learns throughout the month, focusing on different aspects of it. So I can introduce you to Cynthia.
I would love to meet some of these people,
Absolutely.
And if there was a way that I could help them.
We're also, we looked for donations for like toiletries and pajamas and things like that for the women's shelters, because oftentimes a woman will leave with nothing.
So now I can get that, and I can have people when they buy tickets to a concert bring something.
Oh, that would be terrific.
And they can make a donation. So there are ways that I can, like, this is perfect. I'm doing a show at the end of October for ABBA.
That's right. I want to see it.
Which is for women, is particularly, and I can incorporate something like it in there. So if we talk, I'll have to redo the flyer a bit, but I can do that.
Oh, that'd be great.
I can do that. And in fact, I would like to do that.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, cool.
And then I think that's all I do.
No,
not really. I do a fair amount of other things. I'm very active with the Deer Park Chamber of Commerce, as well as the North Babylon Chamber of Commerce.
Are you an officer of these places too?
I was an officer of the North Babylon Chamber of Commerce, but I stepped down so that I could take the presidency, because it is a lot of work. And now Deer Park is pushing me to become an officer. I said not until
I know the guys that run Deer Park.
Jason and those guys, Adam, they're great.
They had done my website at one time.
Wonderful. They're terrific. They're really great guys.
They're really nice. And he's a pastor.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's building up his church too.
Sound of Heaven Church.
Yes.
It's actually in my building.
And John, who is his partner, in there.
They're actually in my building.
Oh, yes, they are. Yeah,
375 Comac Road, Deer Park.
Now you're on the 3rd floor?
There's only 2 floors.
So they're on a different floor.
Well, they actually took over the space where the bank was.
Oh, they moved?
And their marketing company's upstairs and on my floor, and then the church is downstairs.
Oh,
on
the
first
church
floor.
moved in there.
Yeah.
Got it. I didn't know. Before that, when I was dealing with them, they were in
It's kind of fun. I'll go there on a Sunday to go to work because it's nice and quiet. And if I get there around 11, everybody's coming in, and you can hear the music. It really does rock.
That rocks. Yeah. They do a lot of good stuff. They have good hearts.
Yeah, they do.
2 of them.
A lot of community.
We're almost getting towards the end of the evening, so I want you to address first of all, for those of you that if you've tried to call in, let's try again. 631-415-1365. 415-1365.
Surely
we
you
still
have a question.
About 5-10 minutes. Give a call in. You want to ask a question. You want to compliment these ladies for the work that they go and do. Let's hear it. Again, 631-415-1365. So
let's just bring everybody again up to date. If they want to reach you, what number do they get?
You can call me at 631-406-7600. The office is at Sugarman Law at 375 Comac Road in Deer Park. We are in the building where the district court used to be.
And you're right near Tanger.
Right, just south of Tanger. Right.
You can actually walk from Tanger to your office.
You could.
Say yes.
Say yes. Yes, you could. It's kind of Comac Road's a little crazy with the drivers around,
traffic
so I
is
wouldn't
crazy.
do it. But you conceivably
doable.
could.
Yes, if you
I
had
could walk
to.
over to Kohl's.
Mm-hmm. And you can
So
go to
it's right
Kohl's.
there. It's very, very convenient to get to. Again, you can go to this website, deerparklawyer.com, sorry. But that's my SEO one. You can reach me through there, or my main website, which is sugarmanlawpc.com. Don't forget the PC.
And let me just say something again, which I started in the beginning. This is one sensational lady. Whether you should sit and have a conversation, if you're thinking or you know anybody that needs an attorney, whether it be corporate attorney or wants to do real estate, whatever it may be, she is absolutely the person that at least make a phone call to her, because you really are. You really are. If I'm getting a little carried, I mean, you are.
Well, thank
you
you.
are the person
Thank
that
you.
somebody should call.
A lot of times I'll say, if I can't help you, I know somebody who can.
And you will. And you will recommend somebody.
I do.
Which is great.
Yeah, I had somebody come into my office yesterday just to help me have some help filling out a notice of claim against a town. And it turns out I didn't charge him for anything. It was like a 2-minute thing. And he's a landscaper. So he's like, oh, I'll come over and do your landscaping. So he gave me a quote. We're great. And great guy. Nice, really nice guy.
When somebody signs with you and they want you to represent them for their home, do you give them your cell number?
Not generally. But, if they need me, I've got my email all the time.
Okay, so you give out your email and
I mean,
and
I
24/7, 352.
Yeah, pretty
with all of
much.
that, yeah.
I'll respond up to like 11 o'clock at night. If it's an emergency, a true emergency, I'm there for you.
Okay.
And so, like the 3 things I do: real estate, business, and protecting your assets by estate planning. So.
And you are terrific at what it is that you do, and you're a wonderful person, and you got a really, really good heart. And I thank you very much for being on the
And I got a great team behind
Business
me.
Power Hour show.
Laura's wonderful, and my team at my office, Rhonda and Deb, they're terrific people. So if you
Deb
have
is
any
terrific.
questions.
I mean, she's really on.
Oh, that's Rhonda.
The lady who answers the phone?
Yeah, that's Rhonda.
Oh, she is
She's
sensational.
wonderful.
She has it all under control.
She does.
Really, really good. Oh, hi, Mr. Wasserman. How are you?
She tells me where I'm supposed to go.
Yeah. Okay, well, I thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
I thank everybody for tuning in tonight, but before we go, I just want to tell you what's going on. I have been asked to host a show, a networking event at Oheka Castle, and it's called Platinum Network. And they meet there once or twice a month, and this is new for me, and it's an honor because it's not cheap to go there, and it's a very, very, very professional networking organization. And if you give me a buzz at 631-698-9696, I'll tell you how you can go there. It's a health and wellness networking event. So if you're in that industry, or you'd like to get in that industry and buy product or be involved with it medically or any other which way, please give me a call. Also, we have a couple of shows that are coming up. The first one I'll tell you about is what I mentioned to you, ABBA, the ABBA show, which is coming up on October 26th. And if you're interested, same number, 631-698-9696.
Hi, this is Darren from the Business Power Hour.
And I have here in the office here with us in the studio, Mr. Mike Story. Hiya, Mike. How are you? Mike is a fan of Friend Entertainment who approached me, I guess about 9 months or so ago. Is that right? And asked me if I'd be interested in producing a concert for him. He is the promoter of the show. Mike has what am I going to? You tell everybody about it. Go ahead.
Thanks, Norman. First, I want to thank Darren for his service. I am also a ham radio operator, and I do volunteer during emergencies and disasters as well. So I kind of know what you're up against, and thank you. I met Norman in a Melville Chamber of Commerce meeting, and it was very interesting, and then all of a sudden he disappeared. And I wondered what had happened, and then he told me what had happened.
Yeah,
And
I almost wasn't here. I almost did disappear.
Fortunately, by the grace of God, exactly. One thing led to another, and we just hit it off, and Norman put together a phenomenal triple header. We've titled it "Barking to the Beat, Volume 1."
Cute name.
Ding.
I like that name. Yeah, that's pretty cute. And why is it called Barking to the Beat? Who's it for?
I'll get to that. It's going to be on October 5th at the Van Nostrand Theater at Suffolk Community College, 1001 Crooked Hill Road, Brentwood, New York. The evening's tribute will open with the rhythmic sounds of Blood, Sweat, and Tears, followed by the legendary sounds of Journey,
Listen
and
to this.
concluded by the classic sounds of Chicago. What a lineup.
Boy.
If you don't know music from those groups, I don't know what rock you've been living under, but this is just going to be amazing. You can also, tickets are now live at barkingtothebeat.eventbrite.com.
Repeat it again.
Barkingtothebeat@eventbrite.com, but you have to spell Eventbrite as EVENTBRITE. You can also email me at barkingtothebeat@newyorkwire.com. The proceeds from the evening are going to be donated to America's Vets Dogs. I've been supporting America's Vets Dogs and Smithtown Guide Dogs for over 7 years now. Fabulous organizations. They can't do enough. Last year they graduated, I think, 175 dogs.
Wow.
At a cost of $50,000 per dog.
Wow.
And the recipients pay a full $0. They have 1,700 volunteers, and let me tell you, every one of them is pulling on the oars. It's an incredible organization. I also would appreciate the support of Business Power Hour listeners and all Long Islanders. This is an event I want to make a memorable one, and that's why we're calling it Volume 1. We're hoping to do this multiple years. And I'm also marketing this as an unofficial Half Hollow Hills Class of 1979 reunion. All years welcome, but since nobody else decided to do anything for our 40th, I decided to tack this in as well.
Terrific. So again, ladies and gentlemen, the date is October 5th. It's at Suffolk Community College in Brentwood. Mike is holding up the flyer. Chicago, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and Journey. It's a monster show. If you haven't seen these groups or you've seen them independently, you want to see them all together. And it's for a great cause, so we hope that you're there. Darren, we hope that you're safe and that you help a lot of people where you are. We thank you so much for what it is that you do, and we look forward to seeing you next week. And to all our fans, we thank you again. By the way, next week, Jimmy, is our first Monday night show.
I know.
Right, on Monday at 6:15. So that's really cool. So thank everybody very, very much, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Good night, everyone. Have a great week.
They're all dead. The lines cut off inside my head. I left here like a broken man with no idea of where I stand. Oh, my mind clears. Oh, I shed all my tears. Oh, now baby, I was just waiting here while you moved on. Security, this is about freedom you kept from me. The sound of all your loaded guns. This outbreak war has just begun. The sound of all your loaded guns. This broken man has already won. Oh.